morning. How do you do? I have a very interesting question on the cards for us to answer today. It's very interesting because the person who asked me the question is keen but doesn't seem to clarify the explanations on their own and would like my help to do so, and I would be delighted to do so. So the person is asking me why you need a teacher, why you need a guru. You need a teacher, you need a guru, you need a co-pilot, whatever version you use now. You need something in the early days when you are starting your learning, because you start learning as a dependent, ignorant character. You are ignorant. You don't even know what you don't know. You are at the mercy of the elements. You certainly don't know what you should do. And that's when you need a sage, a guru, somebody that is the best kind of teacher for a novice. When you are a novice at something, you need a sage. You need a sage on the stage. You do need a master craftsman, somebody. And the thing these people have is a blueprint. They know what works. They've worked it themselves. They know tricks around it, and they can tell you what to do. So a master content creator coach will tell you to post 3 to 5 things a day, because they do know that the algorithms require familiarity and regularity in order for them to take you seriously and distribute your content. I mean, there is the quality of the content and virality and a lot of things in there as well, but I'm just simplifying for you. You need regularity, at the least regularity, in order for the algorithms to see you as a serious creator worth distributing. So anybody who has been a content creator for a while, anybody who's been on these platforms for a while, anybody whose videos have been performing well for a while can tell you to put 3 to 5 out a day. If you didn't know this, you will probably be making 3 to 5 a week and feeling very proud of yourself that you are creating content, and be shocked that your platform is not growing. I get that a lot. You will be shocked that your platform is not growing, because the algorithm still hasn't figured out you're a creator. They think you're a consumer who occasionally posts. That is stage one. Stage one, you are ignorant. At stage one, you don't know, and you need somebody to tell you. And you know that you don't know what you don't know, but at least you know that you don't know. You are ignorant of the things you are supposed to do. So it requires somebody who would diligently teach you what to do. Go here, do here, press here. That's the purpose of a blueprint. A blueprint is something you will follow blindly initially, because that's what you can do at that point. At that point, you don't know much to be able to understand much, to be able to decide nothing. You need to know that you do this, followed by this, you followed by this. Blessings, Sister Kim. It's wonderful to see you. That's a blueprint. You need one in the early days. You certainly do. Miss Norma, good morning. How you doing, sis? Wonderful to see you. Yeah. At some point, you begin to know what you don't know. So in terms of me and AI programming, I now know what I don't know. Code. Initially, when I came to this AI programming thing, I am educating AI employees. I did not know what is AI? What does it do? What can it do? Oh my God. That was stage number 1. Now I have dilly-dallied a while, and I do understand some of the things that I should be able to do, but I know exactly what I don't know how to do is write code. I know that. I am at stage 2 of learning. I know what I do not know. And at this stage, blueprints are still very important. So what I'm doing right now is going to my faithful ChatGPT. 2 days ago, I got a line of code to work and my son just gawked at me. How does a woman who doesn't know how to write code get code and get actions like this successfully executed? The boy was looking at me. Yeah. I went to my faithful ChatGPT and I told ChatGPT, hey honey, I need a code. I need a line of code for this specific thing. Good morning, Tony. I am trying to put this particular text on my platform. The boys who are the developers who are supposed to do these things for me, they tell me they can't do it. My son, who is a skilled code writer, he has niche knowledge about writing code, but he has no knowledge about my software and what to do with nothing. My son played with it and he tells me, Mom, don't know what to do. Listen, I'm like, okay, boy, leave me with my faithful ChatGPT. I prompt, I test, it wasn't right. I prompt, I test, and eventually. But this is what I was telling ChatGPT, honey, I need this specific text. I need it almost central, but skewed slightly to the right. I need it at the top so it does not interfere with the other text below. And I need it here, and I need it here, and I pasted it, and whabam, it got me the code. I am still at stage 2. I know what I don't know, and I'm very clear of the things I do not know how to do. Stage 2. If I want to move any further, I either have to work on my code, my prompting on ChatGPT, so I can get ChatGPT to do what I want easier, quicker next time. Or even better, I need to sit my backside down and let a person like my son teach me how to write code. Yeah, Facebook sabotages me, you know. Facebook sabotages me. The minute I start performing well, it does that to me because they want me to be an advertiser who pays. So they compete with me and out-compete with me. What can I do? You know I come daily. You should make note of the time I come. And when you are available, you will join me. That's how it has been for a while with this Facebook. They let me out. They gave me a little bit more leeway a few weeks ago, and they know what I would do with the leeway, so I did it. And the minute the algorithm picks that you are a business and you are getting certain numbers, they put you back in no man's land. So I am back in no man's land. But again, for me, it is no surprise. So I'm telling you so you can note it. But yeah, Facebook, they eat my eyeballs. They do. Anywho, if I want to learn, some of you are content creators or you are running businesses on social media. These are some of the things that you need to know and you may not know. If you need to know this and do not know, you are in stage 1. If you know you are in stage 2, but you don't know what to do about it, you are in stage 2. So me and AI training, I am in stage 2. I know what I should know, but don't know. But I am now in the process of trying to figure out what to do and how to know. And I am trying to do it from 2 angles. Either learning how to prompt the language models to help me out, or me sit my backside down and actually learn how to code. Option number 2 does not look very promising. It does not look very feasible. So I probably am going to spend the time refining my prompting to get what I want. Yesterday I was teaching my students how to prompt the language models to help them refine their speeches. And they were like, yeah, I have written a prompt, it's not giving me. And I would sit and type one prompt and the kids are like, whoa, how does a woman as old as you know how to prompt these tools as well as you do? That's because I am at stage 3 at that level. I know what to do. I probably need to think about it a little bit, but I know what to do and I get it done. That is stage 3. When you are at stage 3, the blueprint is still very useful because you do need to refer to the blueprint every now and again. Stage 1, you have your nose in the blueprint. You probably don't understand. Stage 2, your nose should still be in the blueprint because you are beginning to understand. you need to religiously follow to do anything. In stage 3, you can do some things without the blueprint, but it's better with the blueprint to guide you so you don't veer off. You need a blueprint in at least 3 of the 4 stages of learning. The only people who don't need a blueprint are the ones in stage 4. They are the ones at mastery. They know the blueprint so well that they can execute it without looking. The blueprint has become ingrained in their head, so they can act instinctively based on the blueprint. If your eye is untrained, you would think they don't need the blueprint. They do not refer to the blueprint already because they have become the blueprint. It is embedded in them. They are situated into the blueprint. It guides them without consciousness. That's the thing at mastery. At mastery, you act unconsciously. And when you get to mastery, what also tends to happen is that you begin to amend the blueprints. You begin to update the blueprints, and really at some stage you rewrite the blueprints. You know the blueprint so well that you are now in a position to improve the blueprints. And sometimes you discover that times have changed and your blueprint is no longer fit for purpose. You rewrite, you augment and amend the blueprint. That's the stages of learning for you. If you pay attention to anything I have said, it's all about blueprints, honey. It's all about blueprints. You need tried and tested methods. That's why you do need to go and find a sage, a tutor, a coach, a mentor, a combination of these people. Yow, you are very kind. God bless you. Yeah. So one of my students was asking me, Miss, do you still work with coaches? Yes, honey, I still do work with coaches. But what do the coaches do for you if you know what to do with these language models? And I'm like, oh, the language models can only help me with the strategy for now. Then I take the strategy to my coaches and I execute for them to check. The blueprint says I should smile. Did I smile? The blueprint says I should be melancholic at this point. Was I? The blueprint says I should be jubilant and vibrant. Was I? And sometimes the blueprint says be jubilant, but I do not know how to be jubilant. So the coach will tell me some actual practical things to do to demonstrate that I am jubilant. The kid is like, right. Okay, I thought that by the time you get here, you don't need coaches. No, baby. No, baby. Especially at this pay, you do need coaches. You need a blueprint all the way through. You do. You do need a blueprint. And in terms of speaking, I am myself now a coach. I teach people what I was taught. And when you teach people what you have been taught for a long time and you practice it as long as I have been doing with speaking, you begin to find better ways of doing things. Moments of inspiration comes to you and you do things. And the children are very particular in doing that for me. I would be asking them to do something, and very quickly a kid would say to me, Miss, it's your turn, you do it. And I would look down at them as if staring down the barrel, and I will fire, fully loaded. The kids are like, yeah. Miss, it looks so effortless. Yes, when I'm performing those little things for the kids, you don't need to think how I'm going to get an intro in, how I'm going to get them hooked. None of that needs to be thought of at the moment. My brain can go on holiday almost because I have become the living, breathing blueprint. I am the blueprint. Don't think that there is no blueprint. There is a blueprint. It's just not on the document to be read. The blueprint is the woman. The blueprint becomes the man. A pianist who is so well rehearsed and is in tune with the piano still does have a blueprint. There is still something that tells him where the keys are on the board and which notes to hit and which But you see, that blueprint is now so deeply ingrained in the player that the player becomes the instrument. The instrument is the player. They are in sync. And that's why there is no thinking. There's no thinking at mastery. There's no consideration. At mastery, you just get in the flow. And it's almost as if your cells know what to do, and they do. Honey, you needed a blueprint in the first place to be embedded in you so that you become the blueprint. You are the blueprint, but that's a blueprint. There's a blueprint, baby. There's a blueprint. Don't ever think that any good happens without a plan, that any exceptional things happen without a method. No. To brew beer, you must do certain things to barley. If you don't know how to ferment, you will not get beer. If you over distill, you will not get beer. If you under distill, you will not get beer. If you don't know how to filter and refine, you will not get any kind of decent alcohol. You will not. There is a method, baby. There is a method in the madness. And you must know the method. Obviously, Heineken is a beer. Stella Artois is a beer. I don't drink any. But I talk to a lot of beer drinkers and they'll tell you Heineken does not taste the same as Stella. Even to me, the non-drinker of beer, Heineken doesn't smell the same as Stella. Stella smells different from Heineken. The maker of Heineken needed to take a blueprint and refine and personalize, uniquify. Just as Artois did this. My friend calls it Stella Artois. It's so funny. Yes, Stella Artois is done differently from Heineken. It's done different from Castle Stout. It's done differently. But there is a basic thing that is very common in all these beers. Beer brewing is an art. To brew beer requires certain knowledge. Yeah. And then the brewers will become so skilled. My mother, when she was teaching me to cook, my mom is a master cook. She is a phenomenal cook. My mother's food, mwah! And I wanted to learn how to cook it. And I'd ask my mom, how much salt should we put in? And she says a pinch. What is a pinch? When you are learning how to cook, a pinch is a difficult thing to estimate. A pinch. Now my daughter wants to learn how to cook from me also. And I'm doing the same thing to her. Just sprinkle a little bit on. And my daughter looks at me and she says, how much are we sprinkling, Mom? A teaspoonful. About. What's about? Precision, Mom. Precision. Yeah. It's difficult at mastery for you to articulate and to explain. And that's why some of the best craftsmen are the worst teachers. They have gone past the mechanics of doing things. That sometimes they just can't strip it back down to the mechanics. They cannot. Because they don't operate at mechanics level, you see. They don't. They've transcended that. It is instinctive at this point. And so they are teaching you, trying to get you to rely on an instinct you don't have yet. That's why some of the most intelligent people struggle to teach novices. To teach novices, you need to understand how novices learn. And you need to be capable of stripping processes and giving them step by step. Step number 1, get 1 teaspoon. 2, fetch it to the top and flatten it. 3, pour it in and stir. Stir clockwise. Do 20 strokes and then turn your hand anti-clockwise and do another 20 strokes. Knead it. Use your wrist, not your fingers, to knead. put all your body weight behind it. Yeah, somebody has to teach you how to do those things. When a master baker begins to knead dough, they don't need nobody to tell them what to do with their wrist. They will do it and they will flick it. Have you seen the pizza guys trying to stretch out pizza? Hey, one day my daughter and I had a stupid inspiration to make pizza, and we tried to make dough. That was a disaster. See, when you see them spinning it, you think dough is a respecter of person. You think the dough will agree to do the things you ask dough to do. No, dough is disobedient, you know. It is disrespectful, in fact, dough. I'm trying to get dough to thin out and to spread out, and dough refuses to do it. I'm like, hey, dough. Yeah. When you finally figure out the mechanics of it, every time I stand, or bartenders, that's another group of annoying people. Bartenders will be cocktailing in flamboyance as if there is no gravity where they are. You try it, it will spill all over you, all over everywhere, and waste people's drink. Yeah. You tend the bar and you don't know what to do. You are like a robot. Yeah, have you seen how a robot works? Yeah, a robot is an untrained human. When a human walks, you are a master walker. You do know how to walk, and so you glide. In fact, if you're a black person, you walk with swag. I was walking with a group of friends recently, and the person says, "Oh, I hate black people." I'm like, what is your problem? I find black people so annoying, especially you. Look at the way you are walking, gliding, almost too cool to be real. And I laughed. It took me a while to understand what people mean when they say that, but eventually I get it. There is a thing, there is a gait in your walk. Yeah, you do. It's the Obama walk. When Obama walked, you know, sometimes I don't even know what to do with me. Yesterday I brought a camera. Today I know that we do need a camera. And guess what? Guess who didn't bring a camera? That we need for today. And so I am going to have to rely on the videographer bringing a good camera to do this. I'm used to coming to work now that when I get up I pick my bag, I don't think. Yeah, I didn't think. And so because there's a change in the routine, well, we're in trouble. No thank you. Good morning. Anyway, gotta go. You are interesting, but I'm on the clock. Good morning. How are you? You ready?
I'm ready, but like not so ready, but like ready.
Well, clarify which position you are at.
I wrote this whole thing.
Again, who will stop you? But my preference is that you didn't. We'll see how it
I
goes.
give my paper for support.
For support, but also, good morning, stranger. Where were you all day yesterday?
I've been looking for you.
You were hiding from me.
Yesterday.
Because I have separation anxiety from my paper.
Okay, hang on to it.
I'll see you.
Yeah, I'll see you afterwards.
Oh, miss, we're matching pants.
I know. I just don't look half as cute